Okay, algebraic expansion and factorization. So a lot of this is just factorizing, and some of it you might have to expand and then factorize your answer. So if you look at the first one, we want to factorize each expression. So you're looking for what goes into the 3a and the 6a. So that's why it's 3 times a, because 3 goes into 3 and 6, and 3 times 2b. And then if you look at that, there is that common factor of the 3. So you can take the 3 out the front, and you go 3 times what is 3a, and then 3 times what is 2b. Okay, and you can do a similar thing for these. This one here doesn't have a common factor, that's a number. So you got 12 and 7. Can you see though there is a common factor of x? So you can take x times, see it's 12 times x plus 7, x times 7y. So the common thing here is x. So you take the x out, so it'll be x times 12 plus x times 7y. Okay, so now this is factorizing again. So look at anything that is common in here. So the only thing that's common is at a. So it'll be, see, it's a times the 3 and a times the 5z. That's the common factor there. You can put multiplication in any order, because remember when you multiply it doesn't really matter. The common factor there is a, so it's a times what? Okay, a times 3 plus a times 5z. Okay, so we'll just look at D. So what's common in 8, 16 and 24? You got to get the highest common factor, remember? So no, it's not 2, not 4. Okay, is it 4? Oh, 8. 8 is the biggest thing. Okay, then you have, oh, look, we've got a letter. Do we have any letters in all of them? Yeah, we have a y. So we have 8y. So 8y times what gives you 8y? Now, you can't put nothing there because 8y times nothing is nothing. So you need to put a 1. 8y times what is 16yt. 8y times 2 will be there. 8 times 2 is 16t. And 8y times what gives you minus 24. So 8 times 3. 3 8s are 24. 24k. And you could always check. 8y times 1 is 8y. 8y times 2t. 2 8s are 16yt. 8 times 3 is 24. YK, and that's done. So the next one, just dealing with factorizing with the square. See, that would be 3. See how it's a times a plus 3 times 2 times a, if you write it in its factors. You see the common factors 3. I'll just get a highlighter. 3 is in both, and also you've got 1a in both of them. So when you go to factorize that, what's common there would be 3 and then an a, and so you're taking that out. So what's actually left? Be a, keep the middle, plus 2. Okay, we're just going to look at this one. So what's common? What goes into all of them? There's no number that's common, but there is an x, so I'll take an x out. So because you can see that this is 2 times x minus 3 times g times x plus 4 times x. So when you're looking for what's common, when you're doing this, you can see, I can see that throughout here there is 1x. I can't take 2 x's out because the second one has a g. So if I took out the 1x, what would be left? That would be 2. Let's just highlight that in red. We have 2x, then we have 3g, and then we have 4x. So 2x minus 3g plus 4x. Okay. All right, so factorize the expression. Now, we're just going to go for 6 because this kind of style confuses people a little bit. So what you have to do here, there's a couple of steps. You have to expand first, right? And then you have to simplify. So this one involves a few steps by collecting the like terms. And then the third thing you have to do is then you put it back into brackets, because you can see it goes back to brackets at the end there. So you have to put it into brackets because you have to factorize it. So this one you have to remove the bracket. So this one has everything in it. All right, so you go 6x squared minus 2x plus 4x, 4y minus x. Okay. Once we've got to this last bit, then we've got to compare it to that answer to see what m, a, and b are. So 6 times x is 6x squared. 6 times 2 is 12, and then the x. 4x times 4y is 16xy. 4x times x is 4, and then x times x is x squared. Okay, let's just get any like terms together now. So 6x squared, any like terms? Here we've got minus 4x squared. Minus x, nope. And then we've got the last one, minus 6xy, nothing else is like. 6x squared minus 4x squared is plus 2x squared. Minus 12x plus 16xy. And then you've got to look for what's common, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to now compare it. So we're trying to compare it to this one up the top here. So we need to now factorize. So what goes into 2, 12 and 16 would be 2. What goes into with the letters? Oh, we have 1x, that's common. Because if you look at this is 2 times x minus 2 times 6x plus 2 times, because I know there's a common factor of 2 times 8 times x times y. So if you went through and found the common factor, there would be the 2 and there would be one of the x's. Okay, so when you take that out the front, you end up with 2x, and then what would be left? 2x times, now there is an x left there, you can see that, a 6, so minus 6, and in this one there is 8y, so it's plus 8y. Notice they keep their sign, so if that was plus there, it will be, if it's plus here, it ends up being plus. If it's minus, it ends up being minus. Okay, it doesn't change. So underneath it, we have this mx. So we have mx bracket ax plus by minus 6. Oh, and when I look at that, it doesn't actually match up. So you have to then rearrange it. Now I'm going to put the x's first inside that bracket, then the 8y, so I'm going to do the x's, 8y, and then minus 6, and underneath now I'm going to write mx, ax plus by minus 6, because now I can get the ones that match up. So the mx matches with the 2x, the 8ax matches with the x, the by with the 8y, and then the minus 6 with the minus 6. So now when I compare these, you can see m will equal 2, that's there. This has a 1 in front even though it's not there, so the a must equal 1, and then you have the 8 and the b, so the b must equal the 8.